Because where do they need to be? Because when they come up, see that glare right there? Yeah, so I need to make sure we know where they standing and how we can work that. For the back. Yeah, for the back. Good. They can stand on the side. They can stand right here? Yeah. Okay, they can also stand on this other side as well? Yeah. Now, that can pick them up. This can pick them up. Yeah. Okay then. You good? Yeah, we'll see this. Just making sure that they really get up. Here we go. Okay. Good evening, everyone. We are about to begin. Can we all bring it in? I want to first say welcome to everyone to our session on tips for success for primary, junior, and senior high school. For many of us, some of us are parents. We play a vital role in shaping both the academic and spiritual success of our children. Proverbs 22 verse 6 reminds us that train up a child in the way he or she should go, and he/she, when they are old, will not depart from it. So tonight, we have some wonderful speakers who will share practical strategies to help guide our children through each stage of school, while also nurturing faith, discipline, and godly character. With your prayers and encouragement and examples, they can both thrive in their studies and in their walk with God. So what we're going to do right now, before we begin, I'm going to open up in a word of prayer. I will also be praying for the refreshments that will be served at the very end. We have refreshments. And also, just want to give us a little housekeeping. The bathroom is all the way in the back there by the blue door on the front. Yeah, that's the front. By the blue door. So exit, go around, and then you see a blue door, and you go to that, and that is where the restroom is. So let us start off in a word of prayer. Dear most eternal and gracious Father above, it is truly an honor and a privilege to come in your presence today to worship you, to praise you, Lord God. I thank you, Lord Father, for how you have blessed us, protected us, and provided us wonderful counsel on how to help our students to succeed, Lord Father, and regardless of where they may be at, whether primary, junior high, or senior high school, Lord God. I pray that the words that are shared tonight would help us, Lord, to prepare our students, prepare our children to be the best that they can be academically, Lord God. Father, I just pray, Lord, that you continue to be with those that are on their way. I pray also for the refreshments, Lord God, that you would bless it. In Jesus' precious name we pray. Amen. Amen. I'll now call Josiane to introduce the speakers.
All right, we're going to try and see if we can get straight to the program tonight. Welcome, everybody. This is one of our first youth and family sessions, and we thought because school is finally open, we would start off with how do we help our kids to be successful from day one so that we could plan for the rest of the year on how to help them throughout the year. So we're going to start off with our primary school presenter. So Ms. Alvilda Fulford Roll has been married to Pastor Antonio Roll for 22 years.
Amen.
She attends New Birth Deliverance Kingdom Ministries, where her senior pastors are Doctors Procton and Valerie Payton. At her ministry, she assists with Youth Alive and the Children's Ministry, which is great. She believes that children are seeds already carrying their own potential. Therefore, her role is not to shape them into what she thinks they should be, but to nurture the soil around them so that they can grow into what they were meant to be. And I thought that was such a beautifully said. So we're going to welcome you so you can come up and share.
Watch out now.
Now the audio, we don't have a speaker, so I need people to listen, and it has captions.
Look at that. I need you to get up on it. Look at that. I need you to get up on it. Honey, I got to bring y'all down to school and get you registered. Now get up.
I said go away.
She was really cute. Little girl, I'm telling you one more time.
I said go What is wrong with you?
This is my house. You live by my rules when you're in my house. Look at that. I need you to get up on it.
Good evening, everyone. Having already been introduced by the coordinator of this event, tonight is my hope and prayer that the successful tips shared would be helpful as we navigate through this school term and beyond. The portion of the topic I will speak about tonight is successful tips for primary school students to succeed. One of our greatest responsibilities as parents, teachers, and people in our community is preparing our children to be successful. Sometimes we think good grades, a glamorous lifestyle, or high-class jobs is success. I am here to let you know that success is building character. It's building resilience and confidence. When nurtured properly with the investment of quality time, these little ones I speak of will indeed be secured with a foundation that will be sustainable or durable for years to come. So tonight, as we navigate some tips that stirs up success, let's remember that every encouragement, every teachable moment, and quality time spent with our children creates a masterpiece for the future. The first point I want to talk about is a question. Why do we compare our children? Many times we as parents or teachers, we compare our children. Susie, why can't you be like Johnny? Because Susie is not Johnny. Parents, you do it, then the children pick up that demand and they try to micromanage or question his or her ability to perform successfully. Okay. Listen to this scenario. See, when I was a child, I used to like the plantains, okay? So I found a little young coconut seed one day and I said, hold on, let me go plant this. So I planted it in front of my parents' yard. And then I said, I'll plant a mango tree. And I planted the mango tree in the backyard. Okay. All right. So listen here, the coconut tree sprung up fast, but my mango tree was taking its slow time. Each day I watered the trees and carefully monitored their growth and process. The coconut tree soon got big leaves and one big coconut. Yet the mango tree was only yay high. I stopped going in the back of the yard to look at the mango tree because I was getting tired looking at that mango tree. That wasn't going nowhere. My eyes was locked on that coconut tree. I wanted to know if it was a jelly coconut or if it was a hard coconut. Listen here, that tree grew so tall, everyone who passed the yard would admire it because it was so big. My family would usually say, girl, what's going on with that mango tree? You know, because they was waiting on the mangoes too. So, even though the coconut tree sprung up so fast and was admired by many because of its big leaves, the mango tree finally grew into a mature tree filled with mangoes. Okay? Not only mangoes, but sweet mangoes from left to right. But as for the coconut tree, the coconut was dry and bitter. I said all of that to say, every child is not the same. Some children move faster than others. But while they are growing or going through their growth process, we must not allow them to go or grow alone and turn our eyes on the one that is progressing. Parents, time spent is well spent. Don't rush your children. Give them time to spread the leaves and grow. Susie might not know her tables now, but singing together with you while you're cooking will put some pep in her step. You know, like 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. You know, put some little rhythm to it. You know? Okay. So the second point I want to talk about, children must develop a study habit. You must have a study habit. The time you take to learn the TikTok dance, listen here, them children have them TikTok dance together. I mean together. Nothing is being missing. They got the pointing and thing and everything. They can be studying for half an hour to an hour. Okay, each day. What should they study? Okay, I'm glad that you asked. All right. You need to make a schedule. You need to make a schedule. Second, you need to make some do-it-yourself stuff. You know, like make some little stuff. You know, the little studying stuff. I made some little stuff like when they, in social studies, probably for them to remember the Prime Minister. You know, have a little picture. And then, like this, okay? For them to remember the Minister of Education. See? And this cardboard came from out of a box of juice. You just take the cardboard, get the pictures, and put it there. See? And you lay it there. See the multiplication tables? See, children who have problems with their multiplication tables, 3 times 4. You could either do it like this for them. You could teach them the first number, you could put the circles, and the last number, you could put the strokes. Or the last number, you put the circles, and the first number, you put the strokes. Like that. You see? That one. And then I did this one to show you also. And then this one. And that will help them to learn their tables, help them to go over everything that their teacher would have went over with them during the classroom period. Studying can take you places. Studying can take children places. It helps them to remember things with their own definition. You know, sometimes when the children come home with these definitions, you tend to try to go through it word by word, get that definition in. But you know something? We need to find a little short way for them. What's this complicated definition of a noun? It is a lexical category in grammar that functions as the head of a noun phrase. Where you think the children can remember that? Come on now. Listen to this easy one. It is the name of a person, place, thing, or idea. When they see someone, they can say person. When you take them somewhere, they can say place. And then they can say, oh, that's a thing. Oh, that's an idea. They can remember. Bring it down. Try to break it down for them. Break it down, okay? Don't give them no complicated things because they're not going to remember it when they go into them exams and they go before the paper. They say, what mommy say? Lexical something? She must be saying electrical. All right. Okay, so this journey that our primary school students are on, it brings forth success, but it's not easy. On this journey, we have bullies. We have dream killers. We have suppressors. We have haters. We have doubters. We have naysayers. All them people, all them things our children go through. On this journey, we need to be our children's greatest supporters, helpers, their guide. We need to believe in them. By doing this, they see you as a lighthouse lamp that makes the navigational process much easier. But if we decide to go to work, then come home, don't bother me. I go into my bed. You don't do your homework. Listen, I'm so tired. Don't bother me. I ain't into this today. They need you on this journey. Let me tell you something, parents. These children are facing behavioral issues. Okay? They need to talk to you. They need you to listen. These bullies, and sometimes the teachers say the wrong thing. You understand? And it's like in their mind they're saying, I don't know what to believe. I don't know. They look at teachers and parents as their superheroes. You understand? And when one of you cross the line and say something negative to them, it's like in their mind they're saying, Mommy say that too. I wonder if that is that. No, they're not. You have to believe in them. You have to be their biggest fan. Let me tell you something. When you go to a soccer game, let me tell you something. Even if your child isn't batting that ball properly or hitting that ball properly, listen, I get the horn. I shouting to the top of my voice. And, you know, people will be looking at you. What's wrong with you? Or that's my biggest fan. I'm the biggest fan of that child right there. You understand? That child will soon learn how to hit that ball because he would say, okay, Mommy always cheering for me. I gotta try a little harder. Push them. By doing this, they see you as a lighthouse lamp, I said, that makes the navigational process much easier. But if we decide to go to work and just do our own thing, we're leaving them alone. They lose trust. If I tell her something, I wonder what she could say. I wonder. They're having some challenges. Children are going through a lot, and they need you. Sometimes they can't concentrate in class. because of low self-esteem. My voice has no value. I feel like I don't feel like I'm as good as her. Or if you remember what mommy told you before you left the house, you wouldn't even see that child. We have to be the biggest supporter. In closing, I believe the children are our future. If we teach them well, they will lead the way. Help them to see the beauty that they possess inside. You know, I went back and I looked at Helen Keller. She was blind, but she had great determination to learn words. She never gave up. She couldn't see, but she never gave up. She had one big fan behind her called Anne Sullivan. And Anne Sullivan never gave up on her. She was able to read Braille after Anne Sullivan's encouragement. She never gave up on her. You know, sometimes when the children have homework, man, why you rubbing out so much, man? Man, listen, man, stop rubbing out so much. Man, I'm so tired. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Listen here. You are their biggest fan. When children talk, when they go talk with their friends, they'll say, boy, you know my mommy have that same thing. And you know something? Some people say, boy, only you get mommy A. That you are their biggest fan. I'm telling you, children are looking up to you and they need you to be that strong tower for them. The writer records it was love, it was patience and persistence. Love, patience, and persistence. So as we navigate this year's journey, remember that success does not come overnight. It's a process. And this is an affirmation that I wrote that normally the children that come to me, this is the affirmation that we go over. I am smart, well able and filled with determination. I will work hard to stay focused and never give up. Negative words that people say do not affect me. Because Philippians 4 verse 13 states, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. So therefore, I am able to perform well, no matter what others may say or think about me. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, I just want to, everybody, how did you feel about that session? We are going to have a question and answer session at the end, so you can ask any of them whatever questions you may have at whatever level they have, okay?
Hi guys, I'm back. Okay, do you have any questions tonight?
We're going to give them to you at the end. She was ready for y'all. She was ready to go. All right. So our second presenter is Machina Saunders Butler. She is with a passion for youth development and empowerment. Ms. Butler has dedicated her career to supporting and guiding young people. Formerly serving as the youth director at the All Saints Anglican Parish, she provided mentorship, leadership, and spiritual support to the younger generation. Her commitment to youth advancement continued at the national level, where she works as the youth officer at the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture, helping to shape programs that impact youth across the country. She is presently the guidance counselor at H.O. Nash Senior High School with responsibility for junior high. Sorry, I forget. with responsibility for grade 9, which is the BJC year. Wow, okay. Her work reflects a deep commitment to helping young people realize their full potential and navigate life with purpose and confidence. Ms. Butler, is married to Wesley Butler, and the couple has one teenager. You gotta explain that one to me. Please welcome Ms. Butler.
Good evening. Thank you so much for that warm welcome. The tweenager is that one between going out of adolescent, I guess, into the little teenage group, so that 12, 13.
Okay.
So yeah, so he's 12 going into that 13 stage, so that's that tweenager thing, you know. The boy is 5'8", so yeah, wearing a size 13. Yeah, and eating me and my husband out of house and home. But anyway. Well, once again, it is a pleasure being here this evening. Now that we have traveled through the primary school stage, we have had the big celebration, you know, the balloons, the graduation, we had the buffet lunch, we had the photo session, we even had t-shirts, okay, and the summer party and the trip. And now it's at the end of summer, the beginning of the school year, and so the next step is junior high school. Okay, so my task this evening is to provide you with some helpful tips for surviving junior high school with your teen. The middle stage of education, and for some, the worst time ever. Life, relationships, conflicts, the question, why me? The body changes, the mood swings, the identity crisis, attitude gone to bed. The adolescent stage, the stage where everything that can go wrong will go wrong. But at the end of the day, it's all about survival. Then again, some go through it like a sweet, cool breeze on a hot summer day. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And why is that? Why are some successful and others are just surviving, trying to survive? Okay, for us here, we know why. Because we are here doing our part. Okay? So my task is very simple tonight. I'm just here to remind you and to encourage you to continue to press on in this journey. Maybe you might decide to help someone along this life's task. Someone is always less fortunate than ourselves and need help, eh? So let's go over a few tips for helping our children to be successful in junior high school. Number 1, communication. Okay, and my colleague previously would have gone over some of these, and you know, we all in this journey together. So we know communication is an age-old problem, but let us continue to work at it. Have talks with your child about his or her day. Find out stuff, because stuff is going on. Okay? You may not know what they're talking about, but engage them anyway. Find out about their friends and who they are hanging out with. Listen and engage them and build that open line of communication. And don't accept, how was your day? Fine. What did you do in school today? Nothing. You know, anything exciting happened? No, same old. All that time out in the backyard, they had one big great fight. Or, you know, the school was on lockdown. You probably didn't even know, so it didn't hit social media. But according to them, everything was good. Nothing happened. But pry and get it out of them. Okay? Where is the support? Get your pom-poms and your cheerleading outfit out to celebrate your child, no matter how small. And my colleague alluded to this. show up at sports day. They may be crossing that finishing line last, but you, yes, baby, go! Because that's the 1 point for the house. As long as you cross that finish line, your house gets 1 point. Okay? My God, say, have your horn. Pom pom, I'm telling you. Okay? Report card day. Pick up the report card. Now, of course, I preaching to the choir, but you probably got one sister, one neighbor, one friend, one colleague, or whatever. Let's encourage each other along this journey. Special assemblies. Sometimes we have a lot going on at school. So find out what's going on and show up. We always like to invite parents to be a part of what is going on. Our awards day. Be a part of their academic career and help them to navigate through these uncharted waters. Preparation for school. Ensure that your child has his or her materials for school, especially the textbooks. They need basic supplies, and we have no excuses, trust me, because the MPs and the churches and every other organization took care of that, including Bamboo Shop.
Yes. Yes.
Okay? So they got the books, they got the pencils, they got the rulers, they got the folder sheets and everything, but they need those textbooks. Okay? Get their PE uniform. Every time a child changes for PE, he or she receives a grade. Now, whether or not they participate in the activities, that's a different story. Okay? Now, I can assure you, when I was in school, I was looking forward to 2 A's all the time. That was PE and family life. Now, if I don't get them A's, I have plenty questions. Now, the other subjects, they were a little questionable, especially math. But they were my guarantee. So get their PE uniform, have them change, and they would get their points. Get involved. Get to know the school. Get to know the staff. Get to know the teachers. Oh, please get to know your child, teachers, or teacher, depends on which level they're at. We know it might be a lot moving from primary into junior high because they're moving from 1 teacher versus going into about 10 teachers. Okay, so if you cannot get to all, at least get to know their homeroom teacher, if only. So for goodness sake, know what grade your child is in. You just can't tell me 8th grade, 9th grade. Miss, we at a school where we have 5 levels of 8th grade or 9th grade. So you can tell me if it's H, if it's O, if it's N, give me a little bit more. And if you don't know the grade, okay, tell me the homeroom teacher name. So I had a situation the other day. We always in a rush. Our life is always an emergency. I had a parent come in, and she wanted to pull her child early. So, we're just started. This is first week of school. So our timetables are not set as yet. Okay, so we're still, working that out. We have it down packed. Today is Friday. So she came in, she said, I have an emergency. I need to get my child. I said, okay, what grade is the child in? 8th grade. I said, yes, okay, which 8th grade? Oh, I know. I said, okay, which teacher? Do you know your child's teacher? Oh, I know. Okay, so you don't know your child's teacher, you don't know which 8th grade, but now you have an emergency. So then that means I now have to go to look for a class list to find out exactly which grade. And if they are in grade 8. And then I have to now identify which subject that grade level is having, because they're not in homeroom. This is 5th period. So don't let them be in option class. Lord have mercy. But luckily for us at H.O. Nash, they move in homerooms. So if they're in language, I could identify the homeroom and, the child would be in. But if they were at my former school where you have mixed classes, they could be anywhere in any class. So it was, I was like, okay, and I have an emergency. This is a matter between life and death. And she's having a nervous breakdown. And I'm like, okay, we're working on it. We're getting it. So now I have to put on my tennis, run around the entire school to find her child. So please learn the name of the teacher and exactly which grade they're in. Now, if they just in a school where you have one grade, I mean, that's fine. You walk in and say, okay, I need Johnny to come out, and they know just where to go, But when you're dealing with a school that has some 400 plus children, it gets a little taxing at times. So, get to know the culture of the school as well. Attend PTA meetings. Support school initiatives. Attend the Christmas production. The kids work hard, and you have some of them who love to sing and dance and play their instrument, and they be practicing all the time. So show up at the concerts and check out the school Facebook page, okay? So you would be updated because you won't get the information from your job. You just won't. At the end of the day, when we decide to give out letters to carry home to parents, our janitors have extra work to do because they're all in the yard before they even leave the school. So check out the Facebook page and see how best they keep up with information. Number 5, encouragement. Okay, like my previous colleague stated, we all need encouragement from time to time. Some need more than others. And our children definitely needs it. So help them to believe in themselves. Encourage them to identify their strengths and celebrate it. We all struggle, but you and I have been in this game for a little while. They're just starting out, so they need a helping hand along the way. Now, they may not be the sharpest knife in the drawer, but man, if you put a paintbrush in their hand with a canvas, please, Michelangelo and Picasso ain't got nothing on them. So celebrate that, where they are. 6, build your village and develop your child's character. Seek out extracurricular activities that your child can be a part of. Observe him or her and find out where they are and what they are good at, and expose them to opportunities that will help them grow and develop their skills, talents, and abilities. You don't have to do this all by yourself. Reach out and build your village. 7, academic involvement. Now, you and I know it's been a while since we all left the classroom. But there are some things that you can do to help your child with his or her homework. And my able colleague very well showed you, correct? Okay. So hold some flashcards up. Stick some posters around the house. If the child is learning Spanish, and they always in and out the bathroom, what's the Spanish word for bathroom? El baño. Stick that on the door. They would like to watch TV, television. Stick that right on the TV. Okay, so look through their books once in a while. Just show them that you are interested and you support them. Learn your child's love language. Do we know our love language? Do you know your love language? So I have 5 love languages here for children. Words of affirmation. Okay? We know that children need to feel love. And some of them like verbal praise. They like you to tell them, oh, that is excellent. Oh, this is beautiful. They like you to praise them and say, oh, you look so nice in your uniform. I was telling one of the students yesterday, I said, oh my gosh, you look so beautiful in your prefect uniform. Look at you. I mean, and all of a sudden she just started to glow and like she almost wanted to model. And so, the more she just, prim and the more I said, you're so neat. And oh my goodness, look at your hairdo, how long. And I was just going on. I was telling her she was beautiful. Okay, quality time. Spending focused, undivided attention with your children makes them feel valued and loved. My colleague said it before. Time spent is well spent. And trust me, it don't have to be anything lavish. Okay, set aside some time. Look, okay, if we doing the little drive to the food store, this our time. So they know this me and mommy Thursday evening going to the food store, picking up a few items and stuff like that. And then that time you find something special. You all get that ice cream or you all get that, little burger and that's just yours. Now, if you got them little 6 children and you got to figure out all them love languages, I could pray for you. No problem. I got that little teenager and then, so that's only one for me. Okay, receiving gifts. Some of them thingsy. They like things. So your pockets better be deep, that's all I can say. Okay, acts of service, all right? Our kids like when we do things for them. So, throw them a little surprise, something like when they come home and say, I'm so happy to see you today, I picked you a cake. I'm not going to do that, but, that bacon thing, But I would tell him I'm happy to see him, welcome home. Okay, and then you got some of them touchy-feely ones, the physical touch. Some of our kids love to hug. They love the cuddling. You're in the mall, they got to be holding your hand and swinging, or they got to be clutching up under you and stuff. And then some must be like, oh, geez, so not tonight. Lord, it's just a bit too hot for this. And then especially with my, women out there who got that little M thing going on in their life. You all know how them things is. But we ain't gonna talk about that no more. Yeah, so that heat thing ain't gonna work with us. But learn your child's love language and try to service them as best you can. I could be like them Baptist people who would say, I'm almost there, just 2 more to go. Us Anglicans, we just run on and when we finish, we finish. But anyway, so 9, almost there. Life is life-in, the children are safe. And life happens. So when we are hit with those dramatic, traumatizing experiences in life, example, if we have a death of a loved one, sickness, a divorce, abuse, try to remember the children. Do not leave them to their own grief. There are support groups for children, so speak with your school counselor, church leaders, pastors, or community support groups. Help is out there. You do not have to do this alone. And finally, number 10. As a Christian, my final tip will be to encourage, enforce, and sustain spiritual growth in your child. Ensure your child knows our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Because, my friends, there are times when your back is against the wall and it will only be you and God. Teach your children how to pray. Pray with your children and pray for your children. May God our Father bless and keep us all in this life journey as we build our village to raise successful kids during the junior high school years. I'm Sheena Saunders Butler. Thank you.
As I introduce our last person, hopefully the projection comes up. Our last presenters for senior high school, Miss Tamara and Bethel and I were actually at UP together many years ago. So we've known each other from school a long time ago. She is presently the head of department of guidance at R.M. Bailey Senior High School, and she's had more than 20 years of experience in her field. She started out in 2004 at Maple Walker and has guided students through academic, personal, and career development, offering counseling, leading orientation programs, organizing college tours, and supporting families and as teachers on campus, because we go to her a lot for a lot of things. She also served at C.R. Walker and Paul Rogers High School, impacting countless students with different job readiness and career readiness initiatives. She holds a master's degree in school counseling, a bachelor's in psychology, and is pursuing her PhD in education administration. So I'm very happy to present to you Ms.
All right, good evening, everyone. Now, those are my colleagues. They already said everything I have on this PowerPoint. Just everything, but I can bring it. We can get through this. All right. So, senior high school. That's what the kids consider one of the toughest times in their educational period. You got your career, you got your academics you got to worry about. What am I going to do when I finish school? Am I going off to college? Am I going straight into the workforce? Am I going to just stay home and do nothing? What am I going to do? That's the thing we don't want them to do, right? All right, but I want to talk a little bit about, first I'm going to look at what the students should focus on once they transition into the 10th grade. So then I'll talk a little bit about parents. And these are just some practical tips that I want to cover. So I don't know if you heard about the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. Okay? Now this week during one of our assemblies, when the kids first came in, my principal, she reminded me of one of the habits in this book. I remember when I went to Anatole Rogers for the first time back in, when was that? Was it 2015? This is one of the things we talked a lot about with our students, the 7 habits. Now let me just refresh your memory on the 7 habits. The first one, be proactive. Okay. Second, begin with the end in mind. Third, put first things first. Fourth, think win-win. The fifth one, seek first to understand. 6, synergize. And 7, sharpen the sword. But the one that really sticks out for me, and I try to encourage the students a lot, is the second one. Begin with the end in mind. Okay? If we begin with the end in mind, it shows that we have a goal, and we're going to follow that goal and follow the steps to make that goal happen. When you enter into grade 10, yes, scary. You don't know what you want to do. You're meeting new friends, you're meeting new teachers, you're meeting a whole new world, basically. Junior high school is almost completely different from senior high school these days. Nobody to baby you anymore. If you don't get your work done, dog eat your lunch, right? Okay. So you got to remind the kids. You could go on to the next one. Begin with the end in mind. And when we tell them that, what we're basically telling them is to start each day, each task, or each journey with a clear vision of what their desired outcome is to be. So you got to think ahead, and not just about graduation, but about what kind of person you want to be at the end of the day. All right, so these are just a few steps I want to leave with the students. I think one young person inside here, everybody else ain't no student, no high school student anymore. All right. So the first thing, yeah, that's just the young lady I saw when I came in. Okay? So first, own your journey. Own your journey. You have to take personal responsibility for everything that you do. You have to be the driver of your own life's path. Your decisions, whatever you decide to do today, is going to ultimately affect you in the long run. So if you decide, hey, this first semester, I can slunk around, I ain't doing nothing. Let me just navigate the field. At the end of the day, what I can get? My GPA. And then what's gonna happen after that? I gotta struggle and fight to pull that. Okay? Number 2, set clear goals for yourself. College, career, and personal growth. Once you set these goals, you gotta break them down into smaller chunks so we can achieve each one of them. If I wanna go to college, what's the first thing I have to do? Look at that, what's one of the first things you need to do if you wanna go to college? Even before that, even before you apply, you gotta do some research. All right, so we gotta remind the kids, you gotta make smaller steps if you wanna achieve that goal. Research your school. What is it actually that I wanna do? What do I wanna study? Does that school even offer that? What type of school is this that I wanna go to? My parents even have the money to send me to this school. I'm making these plans, it's my goals, but I don't know in their pocket, they have. So when we make these goals, one of the steps, like I said, research, set your plans out, make sure you talk with your parents so that you could make plans to achieve that goal. The third one, stay organized. Use your planners, calendar apps, etc., alarms. Write things down on sticky notes just so that you don't forget. And even with staying organized when we're planning to go off to school, follow your deadlines. Make sure that you don't miss any college application deadlines, any scholarship deadlines, any interviews that you may have. You don't want to show up and the interview over. Okay, we had a lot of that happen over the past few years. Me and Ms. Butler, we did interviews for the PSSP scholarship. Boy, there were some times, there were some days. Some people didn't even show up, But you gotta stay organized. Number 4, ask for help. Ms. Butler, she mentioned that a little while ago. Ms. Rowe mentioned it as well. Ask for help. If you don't understand something, if you don't know which direction to go in, look for a teacher, look for a counselor. That's what we're here for. All of us, we've traveled this journey before. You weren't just born yesterday. You're a little mature. So we can give you some advice. All right. Number 5, balance. Balance is key. You can't play sports. Try to do your homework. You want to go somewhere with your friends. You got to give somewhere, you got to balance everything out. Spend a little time on the work. I shouldn't say a little time. Build your schedule, build your homework timetable. I'm going to spend an hour here doing this work, studying, etc. Then maybe I could have a little bit of time to go talk on the phone, go play on the PS5, because that's all they into these days, PS5, social media. All right? If I have extracurricular activities I'm involved in, I schedule my time for that. And then maybe I could have some time to go out on the weekend with my friends after all that is done. All right. And the last one for students, take care of your health. You may not be thinking about it now, but hey, it's going to affect you in the long run. As you get older, all these things are going to play a part. You got to eat healthy. You got to make sure you get enough rest in. If you're not eating right, you're not sleeping, your brain isn't going to function properly. Okay? You're not going to be able to think and get those exams done. All right, so now let's talk a little bit about parents. You have to be an anchor for your kids. If you swaying all over the place, where your kids can be? They're going to be swaying all over the place. You got to put your foot down. Okay? We got a lot of that happening with our kids now in society. Mommy, daddy, they work in several jobs. They won't go out and party. They want their free time. They got to de-stress as well. But what's happening with the kids? They left to fend for themselves. So we have to prioritize as parents and make sure that our kids are being taken care of as well. We have to provide a good structure at home for them. Encourage routines. Like I said, schedule your homework time. Even if you have to take a few minutes, like Ms. Rowe said earlier, take a few minutes, even though you're tired, sit down with them and make sure they're doing the work properly. BGCSE coursework. We got a lot of kids who fail BGCSE exams because they don't complete the coursework. Parents not checking. They don't submit the information, so that's an automatic X or E or G. And then as a country, we wonder why the average so low. Okay? It's up to us. We got to take time to be a part of our kids' lives and help them reach these goals. But even though we got to take time, we got to give them some independence as well. And that's like I said earlier, they have to, their journey, this is a part of their journey. Whatever decisions they make now, it's going to affect them later. But they have to be able to make the right decisions. Okay? Stay involved and don't micromanage your kids. Be a part of their journey. Give them the independence, but still guide them. Support all of their goals. Help them to articulate their ambitions and map out some realistic steps to get to those goals. Keep good communication with your kids. Like Ms. Butler would have mentioned, you got to talk. Even when they don't feel like talking, you got to find some creative way to get out of them what's happening. We have a lot of kids now, they cutting, they're attempting suicide because they're bottling up a lot of their feelings. They're being bullied. They're engaging in some things that they don't need to be engaging in. Drugs, sex. We had a lot of kids, and you all may not believe it. We got kids who are engaging in orgies from junior high school. And then they're coming into senior high school and being teased by their peers because of what they may have done. And this affects them. They're cutting, like I said, they're writing suicide notes. But if you don't talk to them, you don't know what's happening. So keep that communication line open with your kids. Again, be positive, model positive habits. Stay involved in their lives. And last but not least, like Ms. Butler would have said, celebrate their achievements. Any win is a win. No matter how big it is, no matter how small it is, celebrate it. It may be a little gift certificate, a Dairy Queen gift certificate you may give them for, something that they achieved. But guess what? It's still a celebration, no matter what. All right? And that's it. That's all I got.
All right, those are our 3 presentations. We are open to questions if anyone has any. Go ahead, Tony. You can go ahead and address your questions.
Thank you so much, all 3 of you. My question to our last presenter was, how do you not micromanage and stay involved?
I have a 9-year-old little boy who thinks he's my tail. This Florida seems like my boy. Very rambunctious. But guess what? I'm going to talk to him like, I'm not going to talk to him like a baby, because I want to know what's going on. And if I keep babying him, he can stay the baby and he can hide things from me. I want to have that open communication with him. He is to the point right now, he will come and tell me, Mommy, I got a hair going under my arm. I don't want to do that. But guess what? That's how close we are right now. If I see him doing something that I don't like to do, hey, I'm going to tell him, but listen, I don't like that. I don't think you should be doing it. But Mommy, why? Okay, I gave you the reason why. But if you don't believe me, go try it out. And then come back to me and tell me what happened. Okay? I'm not saying this is the right way, but this is what I do. I can let you try and let you have a little bit of independence. See how it feels and then come back and tell me. When you don't like the feeling of what happened, all right, I understand if you listen to me. Let me give you some more advice as to what you should have done differently. Okay? I'm not gonna sit there and say, hey, do this, do this, do this. If you ain't doing this, I can beat you. Okay, if you don't do this, let me show you what's gonna happen. You didn't study for your exam. You failed your exam. Mommy, I like it, where I got. But you didn't study. I'm not gonna sit there and tell you to study all the time. I'm gonna help you out, but you have to take some responsibility for your actions. Yes, I feel that's how they're gonna do it.
The question is for the primary school guidance counselor. What strategies do you recommend for helping a child understand their own strength without feeling pressured to measure up to others? Because I know you talked about the mango and the coconut tree, right? Like, how do I help my children to kind of see their strengths and not compare to others? Because I feel like sometimes, like, well, at least with the family I grew up with, sometimes it can be very easy to compare, oh, this child is developmentally at this place, and why that one in at that point? So, what would you?
Watch them and see what they like to do.
Okay.
And what they like to do, then you piggyback on them. Right.
Okay.
So that's what I want to say to you.
Okay.
You don't put what you want them to do. You watch them and see what they like to do. Sometimes, like some children, they love to draw. So you encourage them with that. You watch them. They know how to express themselves. Children do not fall up with their gifts. They don't play around with it. You watch them and they know how to express it. If a child loves to sing, you'll hear them listening to music, then you'll hear them humming and tipping like this. You have to follow them, not them follow you, because they already have that ability inside of them to create their and to follow the pathway in their future. They have it inside of them, but you have to be the one to walk with them, to guide them along the way so that their future will be developed properly.
I do wish you were around 7 years ago where they had a young man who's now rolling around. I had to go in my way. Thank you for that.
Yeah, and then just to expand on that a little bit more as it relates to exposing them, like I would have alluded to earlier, just various things to get involved in and to be involved in, and that's where you would see if they like it, if they don't like it, if they excel, because that's how our physical education teachers find their athletes. They have to do PE. PE is not an option, that's a mandatory subject. Okay, so if you know a child they're running around the track and you see the child then make 5 laps and you have the rest of them still struggling to make 1, hey, that's the star athlete. That's our next Olympian. And so you take that, you harness that, you train, and as parents, it's going to be a lot, but you have to figure out which direction you want your child to go in. Same thing with music. I mean, Urban Renewal got bands all over the place. I'm looking for one for my child now. His piano teacher, she was no longer available to give him private lessons, so I'm looking for a free. Anybody have a free gig? These things are costly, music lessons and stuff like that. But he has the piano down pat, so I want to expose him to a little bit more instruments and stuff. So I'm looking for an Urban Renewal band or some other band that he could be part of to expand, that musical talent that he has there. But we have to allow our kids to have the exposure. And some of them might not have those other activities, but then you might have speakers. You might have some who love to talk. Ooh, find one Toastmasters youth group for them to be a part of, let them debate it out, and so there are ways to develop your child's gifts and talents and find out exactly where they are, and let them take off with those abilities that they have.
Yeah, how do you deal with a child who wants to do everything? How do you get them focused?
You have to teach them balance.
Yes.
They have to be able to balance. Boy. Well, that's a hard one.
And
That's an answer.
yeah, it is a hard one, but the thing about it is that, oh boy, that balance. And you do have some of them who wants to do everything. But in our experience as high school counselors, when we come across those kids, they're the ones that get the top scholarships. Because colleges are looking for that well-rounded student. They don't just want the academic, because you have some of them academic. I mean, they're tunnel, that straight, they're looking at that statue straight there. They ain't looking at the yellow shirt. They ain't looking at the fruit baskets in the back. So the running, the athlete, the piano playing, they just academic straight. And it was like, okay, we want that little bookworm. We want somebody a little bit more
Flexible.
Yeah, flexible, well-rounded, gifted. But you call them all want to do? Yeah, them gifted, talented, genius. Now I don't know if they just want to be involved in activities versus activities and academic. I don't know. Do they have a balance? Or
But I think it's really affecting his focus.
So now it's up to him. He has to choose which one he
Yeah.
really wants to be involved in. And that's where he needs to put most of his attention.
at which level is he at now?
Oh, he's
grade
exploring.
6. Yeah, grade 6, he got some time. Oh, he good to go. Yeah. Yeah, that can narrow down soon, yeah.
Yes, because my nephew, he wanted to be in band, he wanted to be in spelling bee, he wanted to go play baseball, and he also wanted to be in Boys Brigade. So his mommy was saying that's too much, and he said, I could do it, but he loves to talk. He loves to talk. And with Boys Brigade, they develop them with speech, the ability to speak. They develop them even the ability, like communicating with others and helping them to grow in society. So I told him, I I think this one right here. Because it's like his love for Boys Brigade was more than the spelling bee. Sometimes he would miss the spelling bee, but he said, I won't go to the spelling bee. I won't go there. I can't miss it. But he would miss it. Then he'd say, I got to go to baseball today. But he would miss it sometimes too. But he won't miss Boys Brigade. So then I realized, this boy liked Boys Brigade more. I said, leave him alone. We just watch him. Let's see which one he liked the most. Yeah, so he loved Boys Brigade. And he came second in the elocution competition, the speech competition.
I have a question, because we work with the teens ministry as well. A lot of our teens are either in junior high school, they're 13, 14, and then they're the high school age 14 to 16. How do BJCs affect high school and BCSE future prospects for the students? I think that's one of the things that I wanted to ask. You both can answer.
Okay, for BJ, you're asking how?
How do you see
Back.
children transitioning from junior high to senior high?
Okay.
And then the BCSEs, how do they affect them, I guess, in college and all the other stuff like that?
Now, with our BJCs, because they are a national exam, and it is now proposed with our new national high school diploma, it's mandatory that, our students have BJC subjects to achieve their diploma. But not only that, when we get into communities, the job requirement is also at the beginner's level, the entry level into some jobs, particularly some of our government agencies with BJC level. So the BJC is important because some of our kids, they might only get to achieve the BJC, but that will be an entry level into the police force because it's on the, it's on the salary scale. If you come in with so many BJCs, you would start at this particular salary, and of course, the more qualifications you have, the higher your salary would be. But I don't think our kids make the connection to that, so it's a challenge for us in a junior high school because sometimes they're still not settled. So we find that when they transition into high school and, a light bulb or two might go off, then they want to catch up. So now they have to do double work, where they have to do the BJC if they want to get the high school diploma and the BGCSE to, get a higher paid job. So sometimes it could be, a bit much at times.
I'm not going to answer that question. I'm a realist, so I don't want to discourage anybody, so I don't want to answer that question. Yeah.
And then I want to ask a question. In school system, you have a lot of kids that in junior high that have challenges with reading. It seems as though even if they're in grade 3 or grade 4, they continue to push them on, but yet they still cannot read. And so, you can't really take an exam if you can't read, right? You don't know what the question's asking.
Exactly.
And so, what do you think the government has in place for those kids that would have, passed grade 3, to help them with coming on that level? Because that's why we have a deep, average in the country. Because then we can't really, and so how do we curb that? What do you think the government is doing now? In the senior high and the junior high schools to help?
We have our, what they call the student success coaches, who are there to, help those students who are falling behind, okay? The non-readers, the students with the ADHD challenges. We have our student success persons, and then there's also the Marjorie Davis Institute who caters to those students as well. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Marjorie Davis Institute. Okay, it's an in-between, I want to say, between Stapleton School and mainstream school. It's not as advanced as Stapleton School is, but it's for the Marjorie Davis Institute.
And what grades they have?
All grades.
All. They are. You remember where Our Ladies School is?
Catholic school.
Our Ladies Catholic School.
East Street.
Off East Street.
I'll figure it out.
It's Young Street, then the.
Marjorie Davis.
The Marjorie Davis Institute.
And they open on the weekends? Saturdays?
No. It's a school. It's a regular school. But it's not mainstream and it's not special need. Yeah, I know some of our students who would have gone there, they go like 2 days out of the week for, I don't know how long it is, but they do testing and everything on those students to see where they are academically. And whatever other challenges they're facing, they build their IEP programs for them. And they try to help them come up to par.
Okay, and then they take them on, and they come out of the school.
They come up, right. And then once they finish that however long week program, then they return back to the mainstream school.
So they would come back.
They come back to school.
Do they have to go back in the grade they left? Or do
They go back into the grade they left, but then again, that's where the student success teachers come in and they assist those students further along.
Usually student success teachers,
These are teachers, most of them are senior teachers.
we retired.
No, they're still in the school, but the senior teachers
All
between,
schools have this or just senior high?
primary schools too.
Most of the
Primary school
schools have it.
level?
Let me put it,
Yeah.
most of the schools have it.
Because we
I
have
think
one
they're
in
trying to
Virginia.
get one in every
Yes.
school right now.
Yeah.
One per school.
Kids, come on.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
No, they have specific times, specific times.
They don't all need that.
That's true, but I mean, at least 50%.
Oh my goodness, he's way too real.
But I want to say something too.
25%.
You mentioned the D average, okay? D average is marginal. It's the middle ground, okay? If you look at, it's the middle ground, because we go from A all the way down to G. Okay? A to G, that's the grading
That's the
scale.
grading scale.
I only familiar with A to F.
A to G,
When you go beyond that, it's
Yeah.
okay? So when they say the country's at a D average, all they're saying is we're an average academic society. Okay? So it's not really a bad thing to look at. Yes, we want to see that higher grade because we used to seeing higher grades in school. But
But in the regular school system, you don't have G and the rest, you just stop there. And so if you aren't using it on a regular, report card basis, then those other numbers don't. That ain't yours,
At our level, the primary school level, we have the crisis center that comes in to give the children reading classes in the afternoon. Or you can take your child to the crisis center and they can give you a specialized day for when you can bring the child to them for reading.
Okay, thank you very much. Maybe about wrapping, but I want to just ask, school for a role, Saunders Butler, and just come forward and officially thank you. Because you've done a splendid job here and you've really warmed my heart with the information sharing. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Bahamas International Children's Faith, and I'm really grateful for the information shared because I'm on my second round of working with some of the children. And I hope to do it better this time around. So really, let's give them a round of applause for tonight. And again, let's get some photos here. We gotta get some photos.
There's a baby. I know they have it.
Alright, so here's the thing. We've got some refreshments back here, and the drinks are just outside the door. So feel free. We're done here formally.
Yes, we're done.
Formally, we're done.
Thank you.
Food, drinks on the outside.
Woo! Got some food.
Okay, just to tie up, once again, making a plea, if you can help someone along life's journey,
Come on.
please do so.
Feel the servant can
We have
appreciate.
it down pat, or we might have it down pat, but
That's good
somebody
stuff.
needs help with reading.
I
So
appreciate
reach out
that.
to a school and offer your
Great.